the Stan Sheriff Center, the Hawaiian Tel FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and a couple of new faces to the starting rotation for Hawaii. You saw for a moment there Dalton Solbrig getting the start at middle blocker for the Rainbow Warriors. BYU receives first. Ben Patch forced the overpass on the dig by Kobe Kanetake, but then he is called for the violation going over the net, and so it's a point for Hawaii.
And we talked about this earlier in the pregame show about how to stop Patch. Well, you're not going to stop him, but you can soft block him. It's just what Hawaii did at the net that time. Slowed down the spike, allowed Kobe Kanetake to come up with a big dig.
Joe Worsley also in, making his third start of the season at the center position, and there's Ben Patch taking care of business on another overpass on a dig by Hawaii. Ben Patch was incredible 2 nights ago. 22 kills, Chris, only 1 error. That was actually a block by Dalton Solbrig, part of the reason why he's getting the start tonight for Hawaii, and he hit 700. Just looking serve there by Brendan Sander. Hawaii retrieves it and sends a free ball the Cougars' way. Set goes to Sander from the back row, and it's down for another BYU point. So the Cougars getting right back in front and looking like they're picking up basically where they left off 48 hours ago.
Now, Hawaii's made another switch in their defense, and that is taking Kobe Kanetake and moved him to the middle back position. Kind of like put him in center field where he can dig more balls.
Good pass there. Set goes to Siki Zarkovic, and Joe Worsley, the freshman setter, able to connect with his senior hitter. And Zarkovic, the top kills man for the Rainbow Warriors, 3.8 per set. Third in the MPSF conference in that category. Now back to serve.
Siki unafraid there. At 6'4", unafraid to challenge the 6'10" Jake Langlois.
So 2 serving 2. Diving pass by the libero Sykes, and the set goes outside to Jake Langlois. 6'10" junior from San Jose gets it down. He went for 14 kills on 27 swings, hit 333 2 nights ago.
Was in the national team gym all summer. Great story on him is that he never played high school volleyball. Amazing.
Here's Stein von Tilburg. A little freshman to freshman connection for Hawaii as Worsley sets up Stein. And right now, Hawaii and BYU trading early blows.
Stein off to a good start. This should be good for his confidence. Took him about, I think, 3/4 of a game to even get his first kill on Wednesday night. Much sharper there.
How about the soft touch serve by Solbrig? Langlois with the swing. Diving one-hand save Worsley. But they're going to say that it tapped the Terraflex as Kupono Fe was trying to get a second touch on it, and Charlie Wade vehemently arguing the point. The officiating crew tonight, Ron Stahl up the ladder, Dan Hiranaka down on the floor, Wes Kawachi, Darren Chun, the line judges, and according to our replay, it looked clean. Now the whistle blew prior to that third hit attempt by Worsley. So you may be thinking, well, it didn't go over the net anyway. Worsley would have probably been able to give it a better effort had the whistle not blown.
Exactly. And Charlie Wade there arguing that he thinks that Ron Stahl should have brought in the umpire, Dan Hiranaka, because Dan Hiranaka had a better view of the play than did Stahl.
What do you call that? A little athletic justice, perhaps?
There you go. One of your dad's favorite terms, by the way.
And we're tied at 4. The Rainbow Warriors having lost 6 of their last 7, 10-8 overall, 5-8 in the MPSF conference. BYU, meanwhile, 15-2, 11-2 in the league. They have clinched a berth in the MPSF postseason. Here's Kupono Fe. Diving save by Eric Sykes. That was a beauty. Now Langlois over a triple block. Dug up by Kanetake. Stein from the back row is able to slice through that BYU block, and Hawaii surges ahead.
Nice dig in the back row. The great play there, though, was that Worsley sets, I thought was going to be a low set that Stein couldn't get to, but Stein, good footwork to get there. Beat the 3-man block.
And Von Tilburg, the freshman, into the net it goes, so we're tied again. We have been tied at just about every increment here to start this match. And we mentioned BYU's overall record and in league. They are riding an 11-match win streak in which they haven't dropped a single set. The second-ranked team in the country, Hawaii this week, ranked 7th as Langlois sends it into the twine. And so we've had a healthy smattering of service errors here to start as well.
17 errors by the Cougars on Wednesday night. That's almost 6 per set. way too many for Sean Olmstead's liking.
Kupono with the ace. Little miscommunication in the back row by the Cougars, and Hawaii goes up 2.
Rare error from Eric Sykes. Normally he's a very steady passer. Fab 50 USA youth national team recruited by SC UCLA.
Good pass there by Sykes. Set goes to Ben Patch, and he's able to put it down past the diving Stein von Tilburg. He didn't get all of it on that time, but Ben Patch, who has now a couple of kills, just gets up so high that even when the block is waiting, even when the read is right, he just goes up and over that thing most of the time. Place Jarman with the serve. Here's Hendrik Moll from that opposite position. That's dug up. The swing on the second touch by Hatch is also dug up. Now Zarkovic. That one blocked back. Moll able to play it. D-set goes to von Tilburg. One-hand save Patch. Langlois tracks it down. Can Patch get it over? No, he cannot. And that's a point for the Rainbow Warriors.
Great swing by Stein van Tilburg. He has really stepped it up a notch. 5 kills, 4 errors the other night. And already tonight picks up his 3rd kill with no errors.
So 8 serving 6. Hawaii in front in the early part of this first set. Set goes to Sander on the outside. Good touch by that Hawaii block, but nobody could get a second touch on it. Now, the Rainbow Warriors suffered a sweep at the hands of these Cougars 2 nights ago, but Hawaii was in each and every set. They lost 25-20, 25-20, and then it was 25-23 in the third.
And they got better and better as the night went on. They sided out at 47 to start the match, then 66, and 75%. 75% is going to win you most MPSF matches, but you know what? They ran into a team in BYU that sided out at 82% in the third set. So Charlie Wayne would just love to see more great offensive performance like that. And he's seen it right now in the first set here.
We may have a little bit of blood trickling off of the finger of Kupono Fe, so some time being taken to clean that up. And while we have an opportunity and a break in the action, let's take a look at the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. Chris.
Well, for BYU, is serving still their nemesis? Well, they're starting off like that. They're starting to serve poorly, but they had 17 errors in a 3-set match, which was way too many the other night. And for Hawaii, they've got to find a match for Patch. And the way you find a match for Patch is get a few more digs, soft block him a little bit more, try to get him out of his rhythm just a little bit, maybe even get a block or two. But he was, he had his Superman cape on the other night and would not take it off.
We were in the presence of greatness 2 nights ago. Now, will he be able to match that performance tonight? Oh, we are waiting and watching. But there's no doubt Ben Patch at 6'9", the sophomore from Provo, Utah, is the real deal. We return to action now. Leo Durkin, the setter, with the serve. Worsley goes high and away to Zarkovic, and the block was late. And Siki is able to smash it home.
I'll tell you, that set by Worsley was absolutely spot on, right where Siki likes it. Out there by the antenna where Siki can go line. The block is, they're bunch blocking, and they're very tight in the middle, and they're running out to the outside. If the set is all the way to the pin, Siki's got a chance to tool the block or hit the line.
That's dug up by Faye. Beautifully done. How about the back set to Stein? Hard angle in. What a shot.
Oh, man. And he's been... Oh, what a swing.
A timeout taken by BYU. Hawaii leads by 3. Welcome back, and we got to give Stein von Tilburg's kill right before the timeout, the Fujitsu air conditioning cool play of the match nod. Check this out, Chris.
Well, actually, there was 3 parts to that play. One was a dig by Kupono Fe. Then it was Little Worsley running to the other side of the court, draws the BYU block over, and then Van Tilburg hitting a ball that's set outside the antenna. Very difficult shot. Wow, that was cool.
4 kills for Stein on 4 swings. He's batting 1,000. And Hawaii right now up 3 and seem to be riding a little momentum. Can they keep it going out of the timeout? And credit that one to Sean Olmstead, the head coach for BYU.
A well-called timeout. Got Worsley a little bit out of his rhythm.
Sean Olmstead, the first-year head coach, was the head coach for the women's program for several years. but in the offseason moved over to the men's side as the overpass is smashed down by Michael Hatch, 6'8" senior, the only senior on this roster to really get any form of regular run.
Give credit to Brendan Hatch, though, or Brendan Sander on that serve. He forced the overpass. Here's another tough serve.
That's an ace. That was 67 miles per hour on the radar gun. And just like that, out of the timeout, a little 3-0 burst by BYU. We're knotted up at 10. Tied for the 6th time in this opening stanza. Good pass by Zarkovic there. High and away, the set goes to Von Tilburg. Off-speeder is dug up by Sykes. Here's Langlois winding up, pulling the string, diving save Worsley, but right into the waiting palm of Ben Patch. And it's a 4-0 run for BYU.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere. At the net, ready to go. Nice pop-up by Worsley, but could not keep it on his own side of the net.
Timeout, Charlie Wade. All of a sudden, Hawaii down. Check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3 MPSF current set winning streak. And as we mentioned, BYU riding an 11-match winning streak. They haven't dropped a set over the course of that time. 33 and counting. Hawaii hoping to be the one to end that. But if you see the other teams that were closest, Stanford and Long Beach State. Long Beach State actually riding a 9-match win streak going into the weekend. That just goes to show how dominant BYU has been. Now, it should be stated, they've been going up against teams that wouldn't necessarily be considered in the upper echelon of the MPSF over the majority of this win streak, but still, it's impressive nonetheless. Still
hard to do. Sean Olmstead doing a great job as a first-year coach. I'm sure he'd give a lot of credit to his dad, Rick, who taught him a lot about volleyball, and certainly a lot of credit goes to Carl McGowan, one of his mentors there at BYU and Provo.
Brendan Sander has just been serving tough and make it ace number 3 in this run for him. A 6-0 run for BYU. It was 10 serving 7 for Hawaii, Chris. Timeout taken by Sean Olmstead, and 6 then all Cougars. That one came in at 67.8 miles per hour. Here's Zarkovic off the block. And it's knuckled over the net. Opportunity here for Hawaii. Here's Von Tilburg from off the net. Dug up by Sykes. So Sander sets up Langlois. He surveys the floor. Took a little something off. Kanetake with the 2-hand save. Stein with a little power. And that ends the BYU run.
A long drought there, caused by Brendan Sander. Boy, did he go on a serving run. Sander finding it, Von Tilburg finding just a slight hole in the BYU block.
And conversely speaking, it's Siki Zarkovic hitting the cable. So BYU up 3. But yeah, that was a set-turning service run for Brendan Sander, Chris, where he had among that run, which was 6 straight points, 3 service aces. Here's Von Tilburg, blocked and roofed. Langlois right next to Bryce Jarman. And BYU gets to 15 first. Timeout on the floor. And this thing got flipped very quickly.
And that's a huge block. Bryce Jarman at 6'9", Jake Langlois at 6'10". It's just a gigantic block. You got to find some way to tool it off the end blocker's hands, or you got to try to go over. Hope you got a split in the block. And when it's well formed like that, tough to get through.
BYU on that 11-match win streak. Hawaii, meanwhile, they were streaking here in this building going back to last season. They were riding a 16-match home win streak, which was snapped by UCLA back on February 6th. They've now lost 4 straight in this building. Of course, the competition has picked up certainly over the last month or so for the Rainbow Warriors. Let's take a look at the series record sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. BYU leading the all-time series 37-19, and on Wednesday it was a sweep. But again, Hawaii had reason in spots to feel encouraged. They didn't get blown out in any of those sets. In fact, when I saw assistant coach Josh Walker walking into the arena tonight, I asked him, I said, so we're going to be able to get maybe one at least here tonight? And he says, hey, we're good enough. That's what he said. And they believe that, and I think there were times in that match on Wednesday where they looked like a team good enough to at least pick off a set against BYU.
Yeah, that's why, the hardest part now is keeping the players psychologically up and psychologically self-believing that they're good. They put up good numbers on Wednesday night against arguably the 1 or 2 team in the country. So no sense to lose any confidence. Even more important to keep battling and hope that things will start falling your way.
Hawaii hitting .375 in this opening set, .438 for BYU, and Michael Hatch with the soft serve. Pass Kanetake, outside set to Faye, and he pounds it off the chest of Durkin and down to the Terraflex. Much needed point out of the timeout for Hawaii.
I'll tell you, if the block doesn't get all the way out to the antenna on Faye, he will make you pay. Again, the block didn't quite get there, and he just rips it down the line.
That one trickles the top of the tape. The serve by Solbrig. Sander comes swooping in, but access denied by Hendrik Moll. The team leader in blocks, Chris, putting up the palms.
And here's a guy who's playing with only vision out of one eye, 5% out of the other.
Another very short serve by Solbrig. Here's Patch up and over the block. They were waiting for him, Chris. He just elevated higher than where the blockers could go.
Yeah, he does a lot of what they call OTT, Kanoa. You know what OTT means? Over the top. Volleyball jargon for you there. Something that Ben Patch does a lot.
He's definitely down with OTT.
Well, he touches like about 12-5. Here's Robbie Sutton into the front line.
Robbie Sutton, 6'6" senior from San Diego, California. Served an LDS mission in Eugene, Oregon prior to his freshman year. Little knuckle serve. Middle set to Moll, off the block, kept alive by Sutton. So a back bump set by Sykes goes to Langlois, pumps it long, and that's a point for Hawaii.
Langlois didn't have many errors the other night as well. Langlois with only, he had 5 errors on 27 swings. He had 333 the other night, so he's a pretty high percentage player, especially given the fact he's only been playing volleyball for a few years.
Yeah, all MPSF second team selection last season. And a high toss from Stein Van Tilburg. Pass by Sander. Here's Langlois, and Van Tilburg all over it with the save. Outside it goes to Faye, low set, so it's blocked. Worsley now, jump set to Moll, dug up by Patch, and another chance for Hawaii. D set goes to Stein, blocked, but he keeps it alive. Worsley, this time outside to Faye. Was there a touch? Yes, there was. Point for the Rainbow Warriors, and they have crept back to within 1.
Well, they are battling and just playing some pretty solid volleyball. See, there he goes. Looks like he got a little field goal there, but you know, he's right next, that play was right next to the up referee, Ron Stahl, and he definitely called a touch right away, so he heard it if nothing else.
Here's Langlois off the block, kept alive by Faye. Hawaii getting a lot of touches at the net. Here's Faye against the triple block, kept alive, and Van Tilburg two-hands it over. Free chance for the Cougars. Middle set goes to Jarman, dug up by Kanetake, but it finds its way out of play. And Bryce Jarman, 6'9" sophomore, they don't go to him too often, but when they do, he is about as efficient as they come, hitting .574 on the season.
It's a huge number. The other night, 5 kills, 1 error. Hit 6.67 on Wednesday night. Sean Olmsted calls him possibly the hardest worker in the gym, and maybe the highest energy level as well.
Langlois with the jump serve. Pass by Faye. Worsley sets Moll. Diving save Langlois. He's been all over the place. Here's Pat from the back row. Diving save Kanetake. Worsley back set to Stein. Hits it long. No touch by that imposing triple block at the net.
Well, I thought that was one of Stein's best swings of the night. Just did not get any sort of touch.
5 kills for Van Tilburg on 10 attempts. He's hitting .300, already matching his kill output from 2 nights ago. Here's Faye. The block wasn't there, and he made them pay.
We're actually getting some pretty good location on his sets right now, out to the antenna. How about Toby Kanetake digging up that serve? What a pass that was by Kanetake.
Retro unis being sported by the Rainbow Warriors tonight. 16 serving 18. Middle set. And that's Jarman, and that one caught the shoulder, burned that top of that shoulder of Kobe Kanetake for another BYU point.
Bryce Jarman, one of, I believe, 5 married players on the team.
Correct, yeah. According to head coach Sean Olmstead. You know, these are guys who have gone on LDS missions in many cases, and so you have an array of older student athletes for sure, 5 of whom, according to Olmstead, are married.
Yeah, I mean, Olmstead also said the average age is probably around 23.
Mole. Hendrick Mole in the middle.
This is one of the areas that I know Charlie Wade wanted to emphasize. Set the middle more. Take off the pressure for the outside hitters by just having more presence in the middle. Certainly Worsley's working on that right now.
So 17 serving 19. Here's the jump serve coming from Mole. Diving pass by Sykes. Setup goes to Patch. The triple block was up, and it did not matter. Patch now with 5 kills, and BYU gets to the 20-point plateau.
Patch comes swooping in. Look at a big celebration as well. He's got high energy.
Let's go!
And Patch leading the MPSF conference, 4.5 kills per set. Back row set goes to Faye. That one tickled the cable. And a good diving save, Langlois. Here's Patch again, blocked back and roofed. Joe Worsley, of all people, at 6 feet, getting the gist of it.
You know, I think every fan who was here on Wednesday night and saw Patch nearly flawless, they all erupted in praise for finally a block on Patch.
Right next to Solbrig, who may have also gotten a piece of that. And we're going to have a violation against Hawaii on the serve. And it's going to be a BYU side out and point, and Siki Zarkovic demanding an explanation from Ron Stahl. What'd you see, Chris?
I'm not sure if he's calling screening or what. That was his initial.
That's a good call.
That was his initial call, was screening now. So
Charlie Wade now up, and he would like some clarity.
Rarely see that call in the
You're
MPSF.
right.
Rarely see that call.
Wow, and it comes at a crucial juncture. And look who's serving, Brendan Sander. 3 aces in this first set. Back set goes to Zarkovic. Was that in? It was. He's blocked it, Roof, and that's a point for Hawaii. And BYU has created some distance amid a little bit of officiating controversy here.
Looked like, I thought this ball was out. The linesman couldn't see it, so Ron Stahl, the head referee, he called it from far away, and he thought it was. Let's see if we can see where it falls here.
Hard to tell, yeah.
The BYU blockers thought it was in. The ball does not go off Siki, it goes over Siki, and then
It was awfully close.
yeah.
The line judge, as you mentioned,
He couldn't see. He was
couldn't
blocked by
see,
the
so
blocker.
declined to make an official call. And so, yeah, Ron Stahl took it over and called it in. But that combined with the screening penalty just moments earlier, this thing with Hawaii threatening to make it a set just moments ago has all of a sudden tilted heavily in the direction of BYU in a most opportune stage of this first set for Sean Olmstead's crew. Let's check in with Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan.
Hey, thanks, Kunal. Well, a familiar face on the BYU sideline. Assistant coach Jalen Reyes. He is the son of former UH assistant Tino Reyes, who's now actually coaching at UH Hilo. Of course, Reyes, a graduate of Kamehameha Kapalama. Really one of the youngest assistant coaches in all of Division I. At 22 years old, he was just a libero last season for the Cougars. Now he actually said he's actually younger than some of the players on the team. His main job is to help motivate the team, track the other team's offense, and certainly has become a motivating factor for the Cougars. Back to you guys.
You know, I asked Coach Olmstead about having a young coach like that. He said, you know what's great about Jalen? He's like the first one there and the last one to leave. I got to kick him out. He is such a hard worker. He just is delighted to have him on the staff.
Might be among the youngest assistants in the country.
Men or women.
Yeah. Good to see him over there on the bench for sure. Out of the timeout, it's Sander serving. Perfect pass by Kanetake. Outside it goes to Von Tilburg. And that's going to be a Hawaii kill. So Von Tilburg gets kill number 6. And Hawaii within 3. Von Tilburg already surpassing his kill total from the other night. He had 5 kills on 13 swings, hit .077 on Wednesday. Here's Zarkovic. Pass by Sykes. Durkin goes high and away. Big swing. Langlois finds that deep corner. And, you know, we talk about the elevation of Ben Patch. Jake Langlois at 6'10", he doesn't have to get that high up off the floor to still hover above that cable.
Exactly. You know, and on that particular play, Siki put up a great serve, forced a bad pass. The set came from way in the back court. Looked like there might be a chance for a Hawaii point. And BYU continually delivers on tough points like that after a bad pass.
Served by Michael Hatch, diving past Kanetake. Kupono Fei raining down some thunder here.
There's another guy who's having a big night. 4 kills, hitting .500.
Still error-free here so far this evening. And Dalton Solbrig. These are what they call little back scratcher serves. That one actually went a little deeper. Middle set to Jarman. Holy moly, Hendrik Mole with the roof.
Hendrik Mole having quite a night at the net. He's guessing right on his blocks. There he blocked a bit, now he just blocked a quick.
Second block for Mole. Here's Patch up over the proposed double block, and it's now aloha ball for BYU in the first.
Another OTT over the top.
And it will be Patch to serve. 10 service aces on the season, misses the court wide there, and Hawaii still alive here in this opening set. Step 1 is just to break this BYU streak of 33 straight sets. Hawaii will have to play perfect volleyball here to do it in this first stanza. Von Tilburg, a pass by Sander. That's Jarman, and he's able to right the ship. Point BYU, they take the first set 25-22. Make it now 34 straight for the Cougars, second-ranked team in the country. Set 2 on the other side of this break.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Order Cable, is sponsored by Straub and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Well, Hawaii gave it a go in that opening set, and Stein Von Tilburg led the way, Chris. He had 6 kills on 11 swings, hit .364.
Good numbers for Stein. He's doing a great job of getting his feet to the ball, seeing the seam like that, finding the hole in the block and drilling it down. And there, the sharp angle that was our cool play of the night.
So a freshman leading the way for Hawaii. On the side of BYU, the super sophomore Ben Patch. He went for 6 kills on 11 swings, 2 human-like errors, but he's hitting .364.
Another big night for Patch. Also, you know, he's an emotional leader. You know, after he swings, gets a kill, he turns to his teammates and says, "Let's go." You see his jugular vein sticking out. He wants to win in the worst way.
Head coach Sean Olmsted, he recognized just how special Ben Patch is, particularly on nights like the other night. And I asked him, I said, hey, even as the coach, do you sometimes sit there in awe of what he does? And he said, yeah, but you're the coach, so you kind of have to play it off cool. He goes, but sometimes in practice or in the film sessions, yeah, I kind of sit there and go, wow.
He's a big fan. Well, here's a number that's interesting. We're hot off the presses. Hawaii leading the blocks 3.5-2. Leading the Cougars, and that's their strong point.
Yeah.
The Cougars is one of the best blocking teams in the country.
Yeah, entered the week 2nd in the MPSF in that department.
Outblocked Hawaii 14-6 on Wednesday night, but Hawaii did a better job at the net. 3.5-2.
They would love for that trend to continue. Brendan Sander will serve for BYU to start set number 2. Middle set goes to Solbrig. Didn't get all of it. Diving save Sykes. So here's Langlois. That's dug up by Fay. Worsley goes backside to Siki. Off speeder is dug up by Patch. So here's the set to Langlois again off the block. Punched up in the air by Worsley. Bump set goes to Stein. Triple block up. They had that smothered. But it's Solbrig setting Zarkovic, who gets roofed. And that one got a little discombobulated on the Hawaii side of the net. Still a decent swing by Siki, but that big old BYU block was up and ready.
Yeah, they certainly were. 6'9", 6'8", I should say 6'10", and 6'9". Just too big to get around that time.
Serving 0. Pass by Kanetake. Here's Siki. Goes off the block and out that time. Works it to his advantage. Point for the Rainbow Warriors. Siki Zarkovic, that's his 3rd kill. He had 2 in the first set. He had a pretty good night on Wednesday. Went for 12 kills, hit 231. How about that pass by Eric Sykes? Middle set goes to Hatch. It was too low. He had to just dink it over. Chance for Hawaii. Bump set to Fay. Off the block and out. Point for Hawaii.
Great bump set by Colby Kanetake. Once again, he has so much control with that bump set of his. Puts it right on the money for Fay to tool that block.
Hawaii leads for the first time since it was 10-9 in the first set. They actually had a 10-7 advantage. Timeout was called by Sean Olmstead. BYU turned things around in a hurry. Went on to win that one 25-22. Back set to Patch. And what are you going to do about that?
Not much you can do except maybe soft block it or put somebody in the back row who can maybe dig it. Tough play. It's coming with lots of velocity. There you see his season average 4.5 kills a set.
So Hatch will now serve. We got Patch and Hatch on the BYU side. Kupono Fay. And he's able to go inside that triple block. Gets the touch and gets the point for Hawaii.
Kupono Fay did a nice job of getting his feet there on an awkward inside set with 3 blockers up. Kupono Fay now with 5 kills. No errors.
And Dalton Solbrig with the soft serve. Here's Patch. Those high hands. Great touch by Hawaii. Now the swing by Stein. And he's able to plug it through that double block. And Hawaii has a 4-2 lead.
And there was a soft block we're talking about. May not be able to block Patch straight down. But here's the end of the play right there where they do. BYU does not quite tighten up their block. They're normally tight block. And Van Tilburg takes advantage.
But the serve goes into the twine from Solbrig. And now Ben Patch gets ready to send it into play for BYU. The Cougars ranked 2nd in the country. Preseason ranked 1st in both the MPSF and AVCA polls. Of course, overtaken by Long Beach State. Off to a tremendous season so far. Kupono Fay able to work the block again.
Kupono Fay regaining his form from that road trip on 3 out of 4 matches. He hit like over 350 every night. And he's looking like that same form right now.
So Fay with 7 kills, still error-free. He's hitting .636. Great pass by Sander. Langlois. Boy, when BYU gets the side back, they usually do so emphatically.
Bit of a mismatch there. You know, really not fair. 6'10" Langlois up against, you see Worsley on the outside there. He's only 6 feet. And he just has Langlois hit right over him.
Worsley goes middle to Mole, hits it into the net. Point BYU, we're tied at 5. And that's sort of the give and take, right, with Joe Worsley and that setter competition with Jennings Franciscovich. You get a little with one, you get a little with the other, but certainly Franciscovich the better blocker because of his height and jumping ability.
Exactly.
Service error by Langlois.
BYU, fewer serving errors tonight. I believe that's only error number 4. We got 3 aces to go along with it. All 3 of those aces by Brendan Sander.
Langlois with the pass. Outside it goes to Sander. He's able to elevate it. 6'4", the Huntington Beach, California native. An MPSF all-freshman team selection last year. Puts it down. His brother Taylor played for BYU, terrorized the MPSF from 2011 to 2014. And Jarman into the twine it goes. So Hawaii back up, 7 serving 6 coming up. Hendrik Moll. Oh boy.
Touch them all?
We gotta close the windows in here.
Well, Hawaii's taking chances from behind the service line, to be sure. And I think they really have to do that to force BYU out of system so Hawaii blockers can line up a little more effectively.
It's the setter Durkin with the serve. D-set goes to Von Tilburg, and he's roofed. Sander next to Hatch. Hatch, who is second in the MPSF in blocks per set. Teaming up with his sophomore teammate. And it was Sander really getting all of that one.
He got all that one. Hatch gets some credit for the block as well.
And BYU in front. Similar pattern in the 4 sets we've seen between these two teams over the past 48 hours. Here's Siki, blocked back, kept alive by Kanetake. So Von Tilburg tried to two-hand it, but it's a free ball here for BYU. Middle set, Hatch. Forget about it. Point BYU, they're up 2.
And one of the things that Sean Olmstead said they were going to try to do tonight more effectively than they did on Wednesday night was go to the middle, sit guys like Jarman and Hatch more often. But he said Wednesday night they weren't allowed to do it because they didn't pass very well.
3-0 run here by BYU ended courtesy the Leo Durkin out serve. And Joe Worsley out of Moraga, California, Diablo Foothill Athletic League MVP in high school at Capilindo High School. Sends it into the twine. We're starting to see more of those here in set 2.
Both teams really trying hard to put the other team in trouble on their serve receive. We see the error, 7 for Hawaii, 6 for BYU.
Sander tickles the tape. Worsley heads up just to play it off of that ricochet. Here's Von Tilburg, goes past the triple block, right down the seam.
What an alert play by Worsley to get that ball off the cable. And then there another beautiful bump set by Colby Kanetake, followed by the high wrist shot to the corner by Stein Van Tilburg. 8 kills already.
On 16 swings. How about the pass by Sykes there? Outside set, Langlois, fingertip, block, touch. Kanetake the save. Stein is blanketed. Look at the size of that block. You have Michael Hatch at 6'8", Ben Patch at 6'9", and Jake Langlois at 6'10". Good luck.
It doesn't get much bigger than that in the country. Nowhere to go for Stein Van Tilburg there. He was in a very dark closet, nowhere to go, and the door was shut.
Yeah.
There was no light in that closet.
So 11 serving 9. Konofe plays the first touch, and it's an overpass. Spanked down by Langlois. And BYU up 3. And again, this has been kind of the pattern here in the 4+ sets we've seen, where Hawaii's played them tough early. BYU creates a little separation at the midsection of the set. Here's Faye through the block. No touch is the ruling. And it is an out ball. It's a point for BYU. They're now up 4. We would see Hawaii usually making a little bit of a comeback, maybe a little burst towards the latter stages of each set. But this one taking on a similar personality as well. Middle set goes to Solbrig, and he ends that BYU run.
Finally, Hawaii got a good pass there where they could run a play, run the middle. make those BYU blockers a little more honest.
What do you think about Dalton Solbrig, 6'6" freshman from Lindenhurst, Illinois?
Well, he's been a bright spot as of late.
Middle set, that's Jarman. They don't go to him too frequently, but as mentioned, when they do, he usually terminates.
Well, I think Leo Durkin's got instructions from Olmsted. You know, if we get any kind of a good pass inside the 3-meter line, let's start pushing it to our middles.
Patch sends it into the net. Yeah, that was something Sean Olmsted wanted to try to play up a little bit more as opposed to Wednesday night. And Jarman with 4 kills on 5 swings, just 1 error. So efficient as always. BYU by 3. Stein von Tilburg getting ready to send it across. And he pumps it long.
Now on Wednesday night, the middles only had 10 sets out of 84 swings. So Sean Olmsted's trying to really up that number.
BYU first to 15 in the second.
OC Sports, presented on Oceanic Time Order Cable, is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Kaiser Permanente.
There you see some of the Colby Club members. They're all over this Stan Sheriff Center arena. They're really in every corner you turn. You see that very familiar black T-shirt with the green number 6 for Kobe Kanetake.
I think that fan club alone is keeping men's volleyball program in the black.
He might be right. Here's Langlois with the serve out of the timeout. First pass by Zarkovic. Back set goes to von Tilburg. Dug up by Patch. Over the net. Mole with the free swing. One hand save by Sykes. But then the second touch hits the antenna, and Hawaii will get the point out of that timeout. Now, prior to the timeout, Chris, Hawaii hitting 118 in this second set compared to 545 for BYU. But the weird thing is, you look at Hawaii, and they're not playing that bad.
They really aren't. They're up against a juggernaut, though.
There's Kapono-Fe into the net. Those certainly aren't helping the Rainbow Warriors cause.
Warriors with 9 service errors.
Go, boys. First ball.
Let's check out the Henrik Mole trying to hit the overpass right there. Look, right there with a one-handed dig. Eric Sykes, what a play. Kobe Kanetake-like.
Siki off the block and out. For Zarkovic, that's kill number 4. Senior from Serbia. See if he can get going here throughout this match. Good dig back over the net by Mole. They go to Sander a second time. Second time was the charm. Brendan Sander. How about the high school program that he was a part of, huh, Chris? Huntington Beach High School, where he was teammates with Long Beach State's TJ DeFalco and Josh Tuaninga.
40-0 in the last year. And then Tuaninga and DeFalco wrapped up another 40-0 after he left.
Here's von Tilburg right by that block and down, and he's feeling a little flow here tonight, Chris. 9th kill for Stein.
He said in the pregame show one of the things he wanted to do was be more consistent. Certainly he's doing that tonight. He was disappointed in his effort on a Wednesday where he only had 5 kills all night long.
Jump serve by Worsley. Here's Sander, block back, and Ruth. Zarkovic saying, "Ahole."
See the swing block by Zarkovic going up there. Get up a few more extra inches when you take that swing block and you turn sideways to the net and then put your arms behind you and reach high.
Oh, that pass tight to the net, and it's going to be a Hawaii point. As they call Durkin for going up over the net. And that is a 3-0 Rainbow run. Timeout taken by Sean Olmsted. Hawaii turning this set 2 into a game. Welcome back. Tonight's Jack Fact, Hawaii's roller coaster schedule and how. First 10 matches, they went 9-1. Only 2 top 10 opponents, though, in that stretch. The following 8 matches, 1-7, 6 top 6 opponents. Final 9 matches coming up. 8 opponents ranked number 9 or lower. So that kind of shows you it's that bell curve effect, if you will, for the Rainbow Warrior schedule this year. Here's Patch from the outside position, and he pumps it long. A rare, unforced error by Ben Patch. And Hawaii, on a 4-0 run, has tied this second set up.
And he may have gone too much over the top that time. Over the top and out.
So Worsley serving to try to put Hawaii in front. Middle set goes to Hatch. Diving save, Worsley. And Kupono-Fe will two-hand it over. Advantage Cougars. Langlois from the back row, my word.
Ooh, the back row quick, they call up the big. And he hits it with ease, taking off from behind that 3-meter line. Only one blocker up, and Dolbrick was barely up.
Played soccer and golf in high school. Decided to just, you know, pick up volleyball at the collegiate level. Here's Patch against the triple block. Saved off the ricochet by Sander. Joust at the net. And BYU keeps it alive. Langlois will get a swing out of it. Saved by Siki. Set goes to Von Tilburg off the block. Net violation called against BYU. Point for Hawaii. And we're tied for the 7th time.
So these Warriors are battling. Sean Olmstead concerned. Take a look to see the net on the net cam. Somebody touched it, I believe, the bottom of the net on the way up.
Crowd cheering Zarkovic on. The pass by Sander. Set goes to Sander out of the back row. Dug up by Kanetake. That was a beauty. Backside, Patch. And how do you stop the bleeding? You patch it up. That's what BYU has done time and time again.
When in doubt, they've gone to patch, that's for sure. Kind of talking, how about this dig? There should have been a good set out of this. There was a late delay, and here's the way at the end of the play right there with Patch bearing it. But Kanetake's dig really should have been set.
Here's Faye. Missed it wide, no touch up front. And BYU gets to 20. Oh, this is an effort that the Rainbow Warriors are putting forth here, Chris.
Really
and
is.
again, they find themselves in a very similar position as the previous 4 sets they played against BYU.
Faye's only had one other error all night long.
On Tilburg off the block, diving save Sander. Durkin goes high and away to Langlois. Saved by Worsley. Played off the net by Solberg, and Worsley gets it over. We play on the sequence. High and away. Here's Langlois over the block, dug up by Siki. Set goes to Faye, winds up, uncoils, off the block and into the antenna. They're going to say that the hit went into the antenna, and that's going to be a point for BYU. I thought maybe it hit the block first.
I did too. Let's see. We may be able to catch it with our net cam or another one of the cameras here, right here. Yeah, good call. It was the correct call. The antenna first. Point BYU. Charlie Wade wisely calls timeout.
An all-important point. I mean, Hawaii puts together a 5-1 run. They tie this thing up at 18. And just like that, BYU once again in control. UH fans, select your exact seat locations when purchasing individual game tickets at hawaiiathletics.com. Click on the tickets button to print your tickets and avoid the lines by going online. Let's check in with Ryan. What's up?
Well, head coach Charlie Wade telling his team that they've got them right where they want them. They're just not converting on specific plays. He's also telling them to slow down from behind the service line. He's saying take a deep breath, take it all in, and take your time. He's really keen on making sure that Hawaii knows exactly what they're doing from behind the service line. On the BYU Cougars side, they said it's all about themselves. They're making the errors, and they're trying to cut back on their mental errors. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Charlie Wade told me before the season started, he said, you know what MPSF stands for? It's not Mountain Pacific Sports Federation. It's must put serving first as the highest priority. And certainly that little motto has gone well for Rainbow Warriors most of the year.
Well, busy day here on campus as the Rainbow Warrior baseball team also in action. You see in the 6th inning trailing West Virginia. Good win for the Bows last night to start off that series against a nationally ranked opponent. Here's Hatch from the service line. Hawaii trailing by 3. Von Tilburg roofed, and Langlois next to Jarman did the job to seal it up.
BYU is starting to rack up the blocks now. That's 6-4 over Hawaii.
There's Hatch. Pass by Kanetake. Worsley goes delayed. Back row set to Siki. And he's able to restore a modicum of order here at this late juncture of set 2. We're going to have substitution once again for Hawaii as Colton Cowell comes in. The Maui boy, 6'1" freshman from Makawao out of King Kekaulike High School, 2-time MIL Player of the Year. Will serve it into play. And he delivers an ace. Not bad for a birthday ace. It's Colton's birthday tonight.
I'll tell you, I can't tell you how hard that is. He's been sitting around for over an hour. Finally gets his call. He's got to go in. He's asked to serve against the #2 team in the country, and he rips off an ace. Tremendous play.
Just the 8th set that he's made an appearance in this season, and delivers a huge ace on his birthday, mind you, as Jake Langlois, he didn't even give it a full swing, just kind of poked it to the middle of the floor and gave his teammates a look like, oh, that's all I needed to do. But good job by Colton Cowell, as you mentioned, coming in after sitting for a while. Has a reason to feel pretty good on a very important day for him. Happy birthday, Colton. Meanwhile, BYU closing in on set 2. 23 serving 20. Robbie Sutton with the serve. Here's Zarkovic, as if he repelled in from the ceiling out of the back row.
Well, if Hawaii's not going to go to the quick, they're going to go to the back row quick. And Siki's really good at hitting the back row quick, to be sure. That's his 6th kill on the night. Hawaii Tilburg with 10 kills to lead the Warriors.
Yeah, he's hitting .217. Meanwhile, Ben Patch, the leader for BYU, 8 kills, hitting .312. And Jennings Franciscovich making his first appearance of the night. The team leader in assists, but he has shared time at the setter spot with Joe Worsley, the freshman. Franciscovich did not practice yesterday because of an injured ankle. Here's Ben Patch. 2-hand dig by Siki. Good second touch by Mole. Sets up Zarkovic, who goes off the block, off the scoreboard, but played over by BYU. Zarkovic this time pulls the string, and he puts it down.
Oh, man, what a play. Siki just getting after, makes a tremendous dig. Here's his tip shot to end the play into the campfire. Wow, what a dig. And then what a tip.
As loud as it's been in here in 48 hours. Here's Langlois up and over that double block. His 8th kill, and that was demonstrative.
Here's a guy who did not play high school volleyball, was in the gym all summer, the U.S. national team. He's gotten that good, that fast.
The question now for Langlois is, and maybe you have an answer for this, how good can he end up being if this is how good he's gotten in such a short period of time?
Yeah, well, that's why he was in the U.S. national team training center in Anaheim this summer. They wanted to see how good can he get to be, and here's some highlights as we take a look at. He's coming up with a big block there at 6'10". He doesn't have to jump too high. He's just got to get himself in the right position. There he goes over the block. And there he just goes down with the block not really formed yet.
I mean, it's like some of these guys were created in a lab or something, right? With their size and athleticism. I mean,
and their age, maturity.
But I mean, just prototypical stuff, right? I mean, if you were piecing together what you would want out of certain positions on the volleyball court, these guys, at least physically, fill the bill to perfection.
You know, what's interesting is that if Hawaii's paying maybe a little more attention to Ben Patch because the monster night he had on Wednesday, but guess what? There's somebody right behind him waiting to go, and it turns out to be Langlois now. 8 kills, 1 air, hitting .333. So, you know, BYU's deep. You know, they're deep at every position. They're large. They're playing with a lot of confidence. You know what, though? Hawaii is hanging.
Yeah. But again, it's BYU, which will have Aloha ball in set 2 out of this timeout. But Sean Olmstead, he remarked on that. He said, hey, look, Ben Patch was phenomenal, but overall as a team, we didn't play as well as we have been lately. He expected them to have a better all-around effort. Are we seeing that tonight, you think?
I think so. I think Sean Olmstead's got to be pleased with the way his team overall has been playing. It's not been just the Ben Patch show.
Langlois serving for set 2. Outside it goes to Fay. That hit the antenna again. And it's a point for BYU. And the streak continues. It's now 35 and counting. Straight sets for the Cougars. Welcome back. Let's check out the McDonald's match statistics. Chris, what stands out to you?
Well, it jumps out right away. Obviously, it's a hitting percentage. BYU, you know, about 80 points higher than Hawaii. Blocks, not as much domination as we saw the other night by BYU. That's a good sign for Hawaii. And look at the digs. Hawaii played much better floor defense tonight. I think it's due to those changes that Ryan Suju was talking about, having Zarkovic play more on the left and having Kanataki play more back middle. 20-14 is a significant advantage there. So Hawaii's got to be pleased with that number.
So not the transcendent performance that we saw 2 nights ago from Ben Patch, yet here we are, same predicament for Hawaii, down 0-2. And for Charlie Wade's crew, how do you fend off a little sense of frustration, considering the fact that I think we're all in agreement the Rainbow Warriors, for the most part, have played pretty well tonight?
They really have. They've got to continue to serve tough, and they've got to be better, more efficient on offense. They're not siding out as high a percentage as they need to in order to win this match, or even to get a set.
Ben Patch and that guy, Jake Langlois, each with 8 kills to pace BYU. 10 kills for Stein von Tilburg on Hawaii's side. Kupono Fei having a good night. He and Siki Zarkovic each with 7 kills. And Joe Worsley remaining in at setter here to start set 3 with the serve off the block and into the antenna it goes, and a kill to Brendan Sanders, averaging 3.02 kills per set, 3rd on the team coming into tonight. And for him, that's kill number 5.
Notice he's the first server in this set. He's been the most effective server for them tonight with 3 aces.
Had 3 aces really in one serving session in the opening set. Here's Zarkovic, split the uprights of that proposed double block.
Great set from Worsley. Just held that BYU block long enough to give a split block for Siki, and he'll find any hole that's available.
Ball bouncing its way back into the field of play, so to speak. So it'll take a few moments to get that out of the way. And now the claps will once again ensue. Milan Zarkovic leading the claps for his son Siki's serve. Here's Patch from the opposite side. And that's kill number 9 for him. He just makes it look so easy.
Notice they made the blocking switch that time, put Van Tilburg out on the left instead of Kupono Fei. Trying to get a little more size out there on Ben Patch.
And so here is Michael Hatch now to serve. Perfect pass from Kobe Kanetake. Siki from the back row. Finds the floor. Zarkovic now with 9 kills.
He's got that back row kick just in rhythm right now. Back row quick. They call it the Bick for short. Worsley's finding him every time.
Now Dalton Solbrig serves it into the antenna. He likes to serve it short to that front side.
Yeah, he's trying to get it short to Patch. So Patch has to pass the ball in front of the 3-meter line. He then has to go back up to get his running approach for an attack. So I think it's a great strategy to serve that area.
Patch follows it up with a service error of his own, and so we're tied at 3. Hawaii has played competitively here in each set this week against BYU, but no set victories to show for it, at least not yet. Here's Stein, Von Tilburg, good serve. Chasing down the second touch is Durkin. Patch with the swing, and they'll call that a roof. Hawaii with the point. And the Rainbow Warriors lead here in the third, 4-3.
And that was all led off by Stein Van Tilburg's. You see the ball hit. It's either the cable or his mole. It all started off with Van Tilburg's tough serve, and he follows it with a not so good serve.
MPSF.
He giveth and he taketh away. MPSF must put serving first.
And there you see the service error numbers. 4 serving 4. Here's Langlois. Worsley goes to Mole. Hendrik Mole has been solid. Offensively and defensively.
He's a great blocker tonight. Probably his best blocking night of the year. And here he's just going hard in the middle, charging, hoping that Worsley will find him. And he did.
Third kill for Hendrick. Here's Kupono Faye, the sky-high toss. Set outside, goes to Sander. He levitated for an extra second or two. And then finally went hard angle to the far side.
He's got those Sander hops.
Runs in the family.
I'm not sure if it's his dad had hops or his mom, Kira. Somebody there got those jumping genes.
Mole in the middle. And Hendrik Mole starting to make his presence felt on the offensive end of things.
Now what's going to happen, the more Worsley keeps on feeding Mole in the middle, the more it's going to keep the BYU blockers paying attention to this middle blocker as opposed to bailing out and going to the outside.
Oh, Sander had a one-on-one with Worsley.
Mismatch?
I would say so.
In basketball would be a little bit like having your 5'10" guard switching off.
Yeah.
And having to guard the center.
Yeah. Or anybody in the world trying to guard Steph Curry.
There you go.
Here's the serve by Durkin. Worsley goes D-set to Von Tilburg. Caught it fat. Was there a touch? No, there was not. And BYU vaults ahead. And there's that stare from Charlie Wade. That look of concern. The wheels turning, thinking, how do we crack this code? Those kinds of self-inflicted wounds can certainly help Hawaii's cause.
They can't count on BYU giving them too many missed serves. I don't think BYU is going to give up 17 serves like they did on a Wednesday night.
There's Worsley. Diving pass by Sykes. Bump set to Patch. Sends it long. No touch up front. And Hawaii seesaws back out in front.
2 rare errors from Patch. 1 into the net and 2 long in this set. Well, I don't think there was a touch there.
8 serving 7. Worsley. The pass by Langlois. An overpass, but a net violation called against Solbrig. Golden opportunity missed for the freshman.
Just got a little bit adrenalized there.
Tied for the 8th time already in this third set. And the oh so dangerous Brendan Sander getting ready to lay into it. 67.9 miles per hour. Here's Von Tilburg, dug up by Sander off of the touch. Back set goes to Patch. Into the net it goes. 5th hitting error for Ben Patch.
Superman cape, I think, is temporarily off. Did you do no wrong on Wednesday night, and all of a sudden, 5 errors tonight.
I mean, our standards are so high now for Ben Patch after what he did 2 nights ago. That
That's right.
Anything short of near perfection is quotidian. Here's Langlois. Big swing, sends it long. And hitting errors by BYU have given Hawaii the advantage here in set 3.
So is there a disadvantage then for being 6'10" and going over every block? Sometimes you go over the block and you go over the back row defense and you go over the back line.
It's a problem we all wish we could have, right?
There you go.
Zarkovic deals an ace. 3-0 run for Hawaii. Timeout Cougars. The Rainbow Warriors need to crack the code. They're up 3.
Big Island Candies, the perfect place to find the perfect gift. Visit them at their flagship store in Hilo at Ala Moana Center or online at BigIslandCandies.com to see their amazing selection, including delicious chocolate-dipped shortbreads.
Welcome back. Kanani Danielson, one of the all-time greats for the Rainbow Wahine volleyball program, in the house, rooting on the Rainbow Warriors, trying to end a streak of 35 straight sets won by BYU. And that's going to help tremendously. Siki Zarkovic with his second ace in this service session.
Lisa Strambala was saying at the intermission, boy, you know what this team needs? It needs a few aces to get them going. And Siki must have been listening. 2 service aces in this service term.
Diving pass by Sykes. Outside it goes to Langlois. Off the block. Kept alive by Worsley. Kanetake bump set to Stein. Puts it down. Hawaii by a handful.
All started with the serve. Referee not knowing where to go to get out of the way there.
5-0 Rainbow Warrior run. Can Siki keep it going? Pass by Sykes. They go to Patch. When in doubt.
Block is pretty well formed there. Oh, he goes over Van Tilburg. That's about as large as Hawaii can put up there. Van Tilburg at 6'8".
Patch with the serve. Back set goes to Van Tilburg. Blocked and roofed. Bryce Jarman. Second on the team coming into tonight in total blocks. Making his presence felt at the most opportune time for the Cougars.
Oh, what a block. Langlois is in on that as well.
Outside it goes to Fay. The touch. He's blocked by Jarman. And BYU has ripped off 3 straight. Timeout Charlie Wade. And the second-ranked Cougars storming back, trailing by just 2. The blocks making the difference. Members of the Rainbow Wahine basketball team in the house. They got their senior night tomorrow night. But they want to root on some of their student-athlete colleagues here at the Stan Sheriff Center. And how about the true MVPs? Can we put this out there in a week like this? Rich Sheriff and this Stan Sheriff Center crew.
Absolutely. Unbelievable.
Zarkovic dug up by Sander. Set goes to Langlois from off the net. Soft touches it, so a chance here for Hawaii. Siki from the back row, the dink. All over it was Hatch. Set goes backside to Patch. Roll shot. Diving pancake dig by Worsley. Little joust at the net, and BYU keeps it going. Set goes to Langlois over the block. Dug up by Kanetake. What a battle here. Here's Fay through the block and down. Point for the Rainbow Warriors.
My goodness. There's a pancake sliding the hand underneath the ball there by Worsley. Great high set by Worsley. And Kapono Fay just ripping away. And right before that, it was Kobe Kanetake with a tremendous dig.
So Solberg with the serve. That one drifting deep. May have been an out ball. Langlois tools the block for the BYU point. Langlois now with 9 kills. And Ben Patch to serve. He's had his share of service errors tonight. Gets that one over. Mole, good touch at the net by the Cougars. So the set goes backside to Patch, swooping in, and that was going to be an out ball. Worsley tried to field it. It's a point for BYU, but Hawaii letting Patch off the hook that time.
I think anytime Patch hits over the block, you got to assume it did not touch the block, and Worsley instinctively thought it did touch the block. That's why he played it.
Sends that one long, does Ben Patch. So Hawaii for the first time tonight, 1st to 15. And a timeout on the floor. Gotta like the spirit and the fight coming from the Rainbow Warriors here tonight.
They're just playing. They're playing as like a team that split the first 2 sets, rather than the team who just lost their 5th set in a row from Wednesday to Friday. And you've got to give them a lot of credit character-wise for them battling like the way they are. And credit to the staff as well, sure. Milan and Josh Walker and Charlie Wade. Lofi, who likes to be just called Lofi. He's just, by the way, Jared Lofi, he's a one-name guy, like Madonna.
Yeah. Lofi.
You just call him Lofi.
Yeah. Well, you have to be on good terms with him, though, right? I mean, not anybody can just go up to him and call him Lofi, right? I mean, he's a big guy.
That's right.
You don't want to...
6'10".
Yeah, you don't want any breach of etiquette in that communication there.
There he is. Great player in his heyday at UH, now getting his master's degree, I believe, in some sort of computer technology.
Fun group of guys in the Aloha shirts on that sideline for Hawaii. You got Davis Holt, the volunteer
and
assistant.
Getting out to Atia.
Absolutely. Of course, Milan, Josh Walker, who's been such a great addition to this staff, and the venerable Charlie Wade. And he is very communicative, always, but particularly in that huddle right there.
Yeah, he knows that they're a real crucial point in this 3rd set.
This is the best opportunity, perhaps, for Hawaii in any of the sets that they've played against BYU this week. And, of course, it just takes that first one, right? Break through, end this streak that the Cougars have put together of 35 straight sets over the course of 11 straight match victories. Instill a little bit of doubt, perhaps, in second-ranked BYU. But out of the timeout, Stein into the twine.
After the break in the action, it's so important to get that next serve in to keep the momentum going.
Langlois. Pass by Zarkovich. High and away it goes to Fay off the block. Good run down by Sander. Backside set goes to Patch and down. 12th kill for him.
And Patch regaining some of his earlier form.
We're tied for the 9th time here in this 3rd set. Roll serve by Langlois. Pinballed around on Hawaii's side, and a free ball here for the Cougars to try to take the lead. Sander delivers. And the Cougars in front again. You cannot hold them down.
They put on these bursts. They force bad passes, they dig balls, they block well at the net. And they're a pretty good serving team when they're not serving out a lot.
Here's Zarkovich. Roofed. Price Jarman in the middle of it all. And a timeout taken by Charlie Wade. A 4-0 run by BYU has completely flipped the script. And it has been a familiar scenario for the Rainbow Warriors over the course of this 2-match series this week with BYU. Competitive sets, but at crucial junctures in either the midsection or latter portions of these single sets, BYU has in some way, shape, or form gained control.
Well, it's one of the reasons why they're picked preseason #1. It's one of the reasons why they're at #2 in the country right now. They're just steady. They don't make a whole lot of errors. They're well coached, and they've got a great coaching pedigree, and a great coaching tradition there at BYU. They won in '99 the whole NCAA championship, and they won in '01. They won in '04. And that guy right there, Sean Olmsted, the part of 2 of those championships, 01 and 04.
Let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. Chris.
We'll take a look at Siki Zarkovic here. There's the bump set by Mold. Zarkovic goes up and hits one that goes up and hits the scoreboard, comes back down, and Siki's going to get another chance. This time he delivers with a tip, so sometimes it works well when you swing hard one time and then come back with a soft shot because the other team is dug in. They're thinking you're going to hit another hard one. He comes back and gives a soft one. Nice strategy by Siki Zarkovic. And that's how it works.
It's like a pitcher, right? Delivering the old off-speeder after bringing the fireball. Siki Zarkovic able to make it work for Hawaii on that occasion, but you have to feel a little stunned if you're Hawaii. Time and time again, despite the effort, sometimes valiant, BYU finds a way to get in front, and here they go again. Price Jarman with yet another denial.
Is that 3 in a row for him? I'm losing track. He's just getting his hands there, getting his feet there. And it helps, by the way, to be 6'9" and mobile. 2011 Nevada State champion in high school. Had his mission in Veracruz, Mexico. Married. Dad, a golfer at BYU. Yeah. Got the athletic genes going.
Oh, much needed point for Hawaii as Langlois sends it into the net. Rainbow Warriors in need of a run here, trailing 16-18, down 0-2. Kuponofe. He's been good tonight, Chris. 8 kills for him. Tickles the tape there. The pass by Sykes. Outside it goes to Sander. Down the line, but wide. And Hawaii gets the point.
That time Sander tried a little bit too hard to take advantage of the small outside blocker, Joe Worsley. Let's see if Hawaii does a switch block here and has Worsley go to the inside and put Mole on the outside.
An important serve, to say the least. How about the pass by Sykes? Sander winds up, uncoils, good touch at the net. Worsley sets Fay from the back row, through the triple block, and in!
And Worsley, from his seat, pops it up. Great athletic play by Joe Worsley. Watch this, little soft block right there, keeps the ball alive. Worsley has to push somebody out of the way, then falls back, falls down, but manages to put up a decent set. Kuponofe finds the floor.
And we are tied here in the third. Jarman, a little taste of his own medicine, delivered by Hendrik Mole.
Sean Olmsted has 1 timeout left. Let's see if he's going to use it here. As Hawaii has seized the lead, and he is not going to use it. I guarantee you, Hawaii gets another point, he will use it.
The 5th lead change of this very competitive third set. Can Hawaii break the streak? 19 serving 18. Langlois, what a dig by Kanetake, and it gets wedged up in the scoreboard. We have seen some pretty wild stuff here at the arena. Have you ever seen that, Chris?
In 32 years, that's my first wedged volleyball. I've seen wedged basketballs on the rim, but never a wedged volleyball in the scoreboard.
Can somebody get Ben Patch to go up there and tap that thing out?
Great line. Oh, man.
Kobe Kanetake, what a dig. Here's Fay. Oh, the dump over on the second touch, but Stein was ready. Here's Seepy against the triple block. The swing by Worsley.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The littlest guy on the floor, other than Kobe Kanetake, goes up and just buries that for Hawaii's 20th point and a 2-point lead. Here's a dig by Steinbeck. Silver, great dig. tip shot by Siki, and then BYU doesn't even think about blocking Worsley. I think they'll think about it twice next time. He's not afraid, isn't he? Fearless, Joe Worsley.
Absolutely. He plays with no fear whatsoever. And that play puts Hawaii up 2. They get to the 20-point plateau. Ryan, what's going on?
Well, Bryce Jarman for BYU showing a lot of leadership, saying, hey, we don't have to get every point back all at once. All we need to do is take our time. He's really talking to the team and showing some leadership. On the Hawaii sideline, head coach Charlie Wade, known as a motivator, and he's pulling out he's not holding back any of the stops. His line, we are going to score points. He said, if we keep our serve in, we will score points. We play transition defense, we will score points. We hit high hands, we will score points. Almost sounding like a politician at times. Charlie Wade trying to do everything he can to win this set. Back to you guys.
And Hawaii with an opportunity here, Chris, to do something that hasn't been done since January 23rd, and that is to take a set off of BYU. Now, within the construct of this match here, Hawaii just trying to prolong this thing. They're going to have to take it to a 5th in order to pull off an upset. But it starts with breaking through and ending that streak.
And, you know, points 21 through 25 are the hardest points to get in any set. And Hawaii's facing that large mountain right now. But they are so adrenalized right now. There's so much energy in this arena that I give them a pretty good chance of maybe climbing that mountain. Serve's got to stay in there.
We've seen some crazy stuff here in this 3rd set. You said it, Chris. Serve's got to go in. It did not. And it is a point for BYU.
Believe it or not, Kapono-Fe knew he had to get that serve in, and I think he just backed off a little bit too much. He hit a soft one. Might have been better off hitting his 3/4 shot as opposed to like a half speeder there.
I mean, you just cannot give anything to a team as talented and skilled as BYU, as Kirill Medvedev comes in, 6'8" junior from Bulgaria. He will serve. Down the line it goes, two-handed by Faye. Worsley goes high and away to Zarkovic. Blocked, back up over the net. It's dug up by Kanetake. Here's Patch. Blocked and roof. Holy moly, Hendrik Moll again.
Hendrik Moll is having the ball up front there. He's taking all kinds of blocks. He's blocked the back row quick. He's blocked the quick. He's now blocked the D ball on Ben Patch.
Hawaii up 2 again. Here's the serve by Moll. Blasts it long. The toss, you could tell as he was approaching that, the toss was a little bit beyond the service line. He had to overextend himself just a smidge.
Yeah.
So here's Durkin. BYU trailing by a point. Worsley goes away to Zarkovic. And it's going to be an out hit by Zarkovic.
He actually hit the antenna on the way over, trying to go line. He saw the line open.
And a missed opportunity again for Hawaii, and they will go to the bench, and they'll bring in Nainoa Frank. The 6'5" freshman comes in, replacing Dalton Solbrig. And a great write-up by Cindy Lewis earlier this week on Nainoa and his family. And for the first time here this week in this series with BYU, he's out there. Worsley goes out there to Zarkovic, off the block and down. Hawaii seesaws ahead.
Well, what a live arm Siki's got. Just, he hits with such power, such velocity. Tough to block. He just bounces the head right there. That time of, looks like it was Michael Hatch.
Yeah, I got to beat that Patch and Hatch blocking duo. Served by Worsley. Here's Hatch off the block. What a diving effort by Kanetake. And we play on. Durkin goes back to Sander. One-hand save. Kapono-Fe. Worsley back to Stein. Missed the court. Wide. And a point for the Cougars.
Oh, Worsley wish he had that one back. It was not the best location for him. There's Kanetake. Look at this effort by Kanetake. He just puts on his track shoes and chases after that, keep it alive. One-arm dig by Kapono-Fe.
61-mile-an-hour serve by Sander. Here's Zarkovic through the block, saved by Sander. Advantage BYU. High and away it goes to Langlois, dug up by Kanetake. Here's Sinky. Puts it down.
Boy, Hawaii's climbing that 20 to 25 mountain with some efficiency right now and some enthusiasm.
And the guy who really set the tone behind the service line in this third set, back there again, Chris. Siki Zarkovic, the senior. Pass by Sander. Backside, it goes to Patch. And he restores a semblance of order for the Cougars. And we have been tied now 13 different times in this third stanza.
Hawaii out of timeouts, BYU out of timeouts. The players will finish it.
It's just pure volleyball here on out. A few moments being taken for Stein von Tilburg to lace him up again. Tied at 23. Hatch with the serve. Worsley checks the floor, goes middle to Frank. And he clobbers it.
I'm not sure BYU is ready for Nainoa Frank. New player on the floor, 23-all. Takes a lot of guts to set the new kid on the block. So they didn't even bother blocking him at all.
And it is Frank to serve. Aloha ball in the third for Hawaii. Here's Langlois. Two-handed in the air by Siki. What a save. Kuponofe puts it down. And the streak is Pow.
What an effort.
Hawaii pulls off the rare feat. We play on at the Stan Sheriff Center. So Hawaii breaks the streak. BYU had won 35 straight sets over the course of an 11-match winning run, and Siki Zarkovic, he came up huge in that third set, Chris.
11 kills on the night, but where he really came up big was from behind the service line. 2 aces and a bunch of other serves that forced bad passes. And Henrik Mohl, I love your line on him. Holy moly, where'd that come from? He's playing with one eye. The other one's only 5% vision. He has a tough time with his peripheral vision and with his distance vision, but somehow or another, he's put together some solid swings and some great blocks. And so happy to just be playing the volleyball. You got to be happy for Henrik Mohl.
4 kills, 5 blocks for Hendrik Mohl. Stein von Tilburg, Siki Zarkovic leading Hawaii offensively with 11 kills apiece. Kuponofe with 10 kills. So we're seeing an all-around, well-distributed offensive effort for Hawaii. 13 kills for Ben Patch on the side of BYU. But for the first time in a whole long time, the Cougars are going to try to bounce back from a set loss. They hadn't dropped a set since January 23rd when they got swept by Long Beach State.
And here's one of the big differences. Ben Patch tonight has 7 errors, half of BYU's errors on the night. That's unusual right there. So Langlois has picked up the slack a little bit. He's got 9 kills, hitting 250, and Brendan Sander has got 8 kills, hitting 333.
And that's something when Ben Patch has 13 kills, and we're talking about how normal he's looked.
Yeah. Still leading everybody on the floor in kills.
Yeah. On what would be referred to as an off night.
Yeah, we're getting a little picky, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. But Hawaii extends the match, so they get that first domino to fall. Can they have a few more fall in their favor? If Nainoa Frank has anything to say about it, maybe they can.
I'm not sure the Cougars have that much tape on Nainoa Frank. Perfect pass by Kuponofe allows Joe Worsley to run an offense there.
Nainoa Makalani, many names from the heavens. Another great detail that was written about in that feature story by Cindy Lewis is Brendan Sander is able to get the opening point for BYU. One serving one. Here's Hatch. And the Cougars get back to work. Stein von Tilburg over the triple block, and that hit the line judge. So I think it's a good rule of thumb for the line judges, right? If it hits you, it's out.
It must be out. Stein's struggling right now. He's having a lot of avoidance attacks, avoiding that block. Now he's got 9 of Hawaii's 21 hitting errors. That's a few too many, let's say.
Hatch on 2 serving 1 here for BYU. Middle set. Frank with another smack.
Another gutsy set by Joe Worsley. Going to the rookie, Nainoa Frank. BYU did not expect that at all. No blockers out.
So a couple of Frank spanks. Hawaii's got 2. It's 2 serving 2. And here's Siki. Oh, that one narrowly misses that back end line. Ponofe 2 hands that service received. Through the block and down. Another kill for Pupono.
You know what happened that time? That pass was solid up to the net. And Nainoa Frank was going hard. And I think that BYU stayed with him right there, was late to get to the outside, hence the hole in the block that Pupono-Fei took advantage of.
Pupono-Fei's brought the lumber here to the Stan Sheriff Center tonight. He's hitting with a heavy hand. Then patch dug up by Frank. How about the back set all the way to von Tilburg, but again a little too far beyond the antenna. We saw earlier in the match von Tilburg had one of the nastiest slicing angles in that same situation. That one, a little too much to ask of him to make something work on that.
Yeah, that was a little too wide. Worsley trying to create a little confusion.
And a missed serve there from Langlois. Has Hawaii exposed any potential chinks in this BYU armor?
I think the best thing Hawaii's done offensively is work the middle more. I mean, Worsley's, he's attacking it himself on 2. He's setting the 31 to Frank, setting Mole. I think that's disrupted things a little bit.
Here's Sander. Great dig by Kanetake. Set goes to Fei. Triple block up. But he goes off the ricochet down. Point for Hawaii.
Kanetake, great dig. And Worsley choosing to go with a simple set that time to the outside left instead of jacking it back all the way to the right. And here's a dig by Kanetake, one of the reasons why he's one of the top liberos in the country.
Here it comes from Stein. Beautiful serve. How about the pass by Langlois, and Patch comes flying in. Wings spread. Goes off of Pupono-Fei and down.
Yes, he's like an eagle. He's like some sort of a raptor. Just soaring in. Only one person up. And Mole had to honor the middle there and go up because the pass was so good.
Here's Fei, winds up, uncoils, and unleashes. Adds to his kill total. Pupono-Fei having himself a night. "13 kills for Fei. And that's an ace. Was able to drop that one off the table.
Pupono-Fei picking up his second ace of the night. He had some great experience internationally this summer, playing against some pretty good competition. He played on the junior national team along with Jennings Franciscovich.
Outside, here's Sander. Kanetake all over that one. Siki, roll shot. Busting out the spatula was Patch. Dig on the Sanders kill. Trying to catch him off guard was Worsley, and now Langlois from the opposite position. Great rolling dig by Stein. Siki, the dig. Advantage now for BYU. Langlois from the back row puts an end to that rally. We're seeing quite a bit of emotion from Ben Patch and some of the BYU players as they are trying to rev themselves up again. Great effort from Patch.
BYU is showing that even though they're large, they're not just big trees back there. They can play some floor defense and do their own share of pancakes and great defensive maneuvers.
Leo Durkin into the net with the serve. So Hendrik Moll now retreats back. It is 8 serving 6. Pass by Sander. Durkin goes high and away to Patch. Big swing and a big rip.
He's urging his team on, saying, let's go, let's go.
7 serving 8. Here's Sander. Pass by Fay. Set goes outside. Siki through the block and down. Hawaii has found itself in this match, Chris, to the point where they are putting on a legitimate battle with the #2 team in the country. It's no longer about just breaking through. They've done that.
They're playing much better floor defense, and they're going to the middle more.
They were able to avoid service errors for a good stretch, but it bites them once again there, and BYU will serve 8 serving 9. Slaps it over. Middle set to Frank. And he's able to get it down again. I know Frank has entered into this match, and he has made an immediate impact.
Somehow snuck it between the 6'9" and 6'10" blockers. How about that?
Former OIA Red Division Player of the Year at Kalaheo, as that serve misses from Zarkovic.
One thing Hawaii can ill afford to do is serve too many balls out and give BYU free points.
Pass by Fay. Set goes out to Fay. Down the line and wide. And BYU ties it up at 10. So the concern for Hawaii was, how do you break through and get that first set win? They did that in the third. Now it's, can we extend this to a 5th? As Patch just blasts that, not even close to the sideline for another Hawaii freebie.
No, and I know Frank will be serving a little jump float here, so it's doubtful that
Ready for the deep ball, no, ready for the deep ball.
Hawaii will have to, he's going to serve a jump serve there.
Deep ball,
Unusual.
Pass a little tight to the net, not the full swing by Jarman. Good rat-a-tat on Hawaii's side to get it over. Here's Jarman again. This time he did get the full contact, and it pays off.
BYU gets a good pass in transition. It's a pretty good chance we're going to set either Hatch or Jarman, because both of them are just so effective and so efficient.
Langlois with the serve. Pass by Zarkovic. Set goes to Siki from the back row. And he is firing some lasers out there, Chris.
He really is. Plus he's got this great arm. It's just so powerful. And he's got great vision. He's played volleyball since probably, since the womb. And so his volleyball IQ is high. He has great, you can see the court, knows where the openings are. Here's Ian McKellar, the young man from England's going to come in and lend a hand.
Dalton Solberg getting the start for him. Also Jennings Franciscovich back behind the service line for Hawaii. Patch goes off the block and out. You got to say, Hawaii's reading those sets to Patch pretty well. They're there. It's just in some cases he's able to go up over the block. That time he played it to his advantage. We're tied again. 16 kills for Ben Patch.
Not sure why Trevor Wade has put Franciscovich in for Worsley. Normally he puts Franciscovich in the front row to provide a bigger block up front. Instead, he's got him in the back row.
Jarman with the service error, and Kopono Fay now getting ready to slap it over. Franciscovich will continue on here, taking on the setter responsibilities. Ian McKellar in as well for Hawaii. Good pass by Sander. Back row set to Langlois. Langlois has been relatively quiet since some domination through the first 2 sets. But there he is making another appearance.
Ian McKellar's in for Van Steinberg, who's been struggling at that opposite spot. Too many errors, so Charlie Wade's going to give McKellar a chance to play some opposite here.
Middle set, Mole. Good effort there by Kupono-Fe, but to no avail. It's a point for BYU, and they're in front. Third lead change of this 4th set. How much do the Rainbow Warriors have in the tank? That becomes another question. They have put forth quite a bit of emotion. They have extended themselves just to take that 3rd set, end that long winning streak by BYU.
Well, if they're going to show a sign of weakness or emotional drainage, I think it would have come sooner than this. To have them play right up to the 15-point mark, even with BYU, I think is a solid sign.
Good dig by Sykes on the Zarkovich swing. Here's Patch through the double block, dug up by Colby Kanetake. Fade from the back row, got it over. Durkin goes backside to Patch. Blocked by Mole. That may have been an out ball played by Langlois. Here's Sander. And BYU is able to win a lengthy rally. They get to 15 first. And a timeout on the floor. Hawaii pushing BYU as far as it can go. What do they have left? 4 swings, 4 kills for Nainoa Frank.
He's been a pleasant surprise, and he's surprised the Cougars of BYU with his solid play.
Now he'll take a break as we return to live action. BYU up 15-13 here in the 4th. Siki Zarkovich, the soft touch. Langlois has it covered. Set goes outside to Sander, rising high and delivering the kill. 4-0 BYU run has them up 16-13. BYU took the first 2 sets 25-22, 25-22. Hawaii bouncing back, showing the guts and grit in the 3rd. 25-23 taking that one, and here's BYU trying to close the deal in the 4th. Outside, here's Zarkovich. He rolled that one into the net. And again, the question at this stage, after all that Hawaii has exerted, is fatigue going to play a factor here going forward?
So Charlie Wade's now put the double sub back in. He put Worsley back in the set. He's got Stein Van Tilburg back at opposite. This is the normal starting lineup right here.
The serve by Durkin. Outside set to Zarkovich and Ben Patch with the boisterous celebration, to say the least, as he comes up with the stuff, and BYU by 5. The Cougars snatch control here in the 4th. Ben Patch with the stuff here on Siki Zarkovich. Now watch the celebration. He goes king of pop with the little MJ kick.
He certainly brings a lot of emotion, as well as his physicality. Very emotional.
And the out serve from Leo Durkin. So Hawaii has its work cut out for it here.
They're going to make a run. They got to start out with some aces or serves that force bad passes. There's a good pass that could go to the middle.
Back row set to Langlois. And it's now turned back into the usual script for BYU. Langlois and Patch with a little bit of contribution from some of the others.
Yeah. Especially Brandon Sander.
19 serving 14. There's an ace right on cue.
Sander, I'm telling you, he's tough. His 4th ace of the night. Sanders' 4th ace, and he served 20 times for points. He and Michael Hatcher with the 2. most productive point getters tonight from behind the service line for BYU.
Sander entered the match, had 13 aces on the season, was tied for the team lead. And as you mentioned, 4 here tonight. He had 3 in one serving stint back in the opening set. This is what he's done from not only behind the service line, but Sander, who also has 11 kills, hitting .381. But he brings the heat. It looks like he's jumping off of springs.
Yeah. Plus, he's a primary passer as well. He's passed the ball 21 out of their 62 times tonight. So he does a little bit of everything. He's had 5 digs, been in on 3 blocks. Just an all-around performance by Brendan Sander. But I would say that his 4 aces have all been game changers. This has made the difference.
So BYU in control here in the 4th. What has Hawaii shown you tonight, though, Chris? By virtue of winning that 3rd set, ending the much talked about streak by BYU, but just being able to put up the fight they put up here tonight.
I'd say they've shown courage. They've shown perseverance. They've shown some resilience, so some bounce-back qualities. I think they've also shown that, you know, they can compete against the best teams in the country. And I think that Charlie Wade has got to continue to convince them that they're a good team and have them start believing in themselves, even though they've taken, you know, some lickings from Long Beach State and BYU.
Here's Siki from the outside, dug up by Durkin. So Sykes bump sets Patch high off the block. Kanetake covers. Siki a second time through the block and down. Zarkovic continues to roll. 14 kills for him.
And he's done it mostly against humongous blocks.
He's hitting .229. Here's the serve by Worsley. Patch again on the backside, dug up by Kanetake. He is so tough back there. And Zarkovic is the beneficiary.
3 great plays back to back to back. Start with Coleman. Kanetake playing back, middle back tonight. Like a vacuum cleaner back there, passing the ball up perfectly on a hard-covered ball by Patch. And then a great set by Worsley, followed by another Zarkovic kill.
And a good serve by Worsley. Langlois from the outside, blocked, kept alive by Sykes. Langlois a second time, dug up by Kanetake.
Who else?
Nothing getting by him right now. Nothing getting by that big old block by BYU. About as big a block as they can propose. Hatch, Langlois, and Patch. That's 6'8", 6'10", 6'9", respectively.
That's about as big a block as you'll see in the country. Look at that. 6 hands across, nowhere to go.
Zarkovic from the other side. Patch will try to get a swing on it, just rolls it over. Chance for Hawaii. Middle set. Frank pumps it down again.
Well, that time BYU knew the ball was going to Frank on a good pass. They went up to block him, and he just powered it through.
5 swings, 5 kills for Nainoa Frank.
Great set by Worsley, nice and high for the 6'5" Frank.
Zarkovic, pass by Langlois. He gets the set on the outside, down the line and wide. Point Hawaii. Slowly creeping back in it. Enough so that Sean Olmstead signals for a timeout.
Well, Hawaii's going to get back into this match. They've certainly got to get some serves that force bad passes or some serves that create aces, some easy points. And secondly, they got to continue to play great defense. How about the floor defense by Colby Kanetake? He's really lining up in center field there and digging a lot of balls.
Welcome to our house. Yes, Hawaii, which had a 16-match home win streak that extended back to last year, was finally ended by then top-ranked UCLA on February 6th. They've now lost 4 straight, trying to extend tonight's match with BYU. But Colby Kanetake, we have spoken time and time again now. 17 digs tonight, and just one of the best in the land at doing what he does.
And when he digs them, he also, what's unusual about Colby, unlike other liberos, when he digs the ball, he keeps the ball on his own side of the net most of the time. He doesn't dig the ball over the net. He pretty much keeps it on his own side. In fact, most of the time he digs it, and it's a perfect pass. Much like Eric Shoji used to do when he played at Stanford. And they now have a libero award named after Shoji, largely because he wouldn't just dig the ball, he'd dig it and they'd run a play off his dig.
And there is the Kobe clan. Kobe Kanetake, pride of Moanalua. One of the seniors who will be honored this year at the conclusion of the regular season.
One of the reasons why he struggled in this set, he was falling behind here by 3 points. He had 7 hitting errors to BYU's 1. 6 differential there. Not good.
18 serving 21. Out of the timeout, Zarkovich gets the serve in. Backside it goes to Patch. Over the block, dug up by Kanetake. Knuckled over by Worsley. And it's going to be an illegal attack by Worsley, so a point for BYU.
Worsley tried to save that. He tried to punch it up, I think with his knuckles that time, to keep it on his own side of the net, but couldn't quite master it. Went over, and then he became an illegal back row attacker. 18 digs now by Kobe Kanetake, his season high.
So Robbie Sutton now on to serve it for BYU. Zarkovich the pass. Outside, here's Fay. Big wind-up, and then he just sort of punched it past the proposed block of Tim Daubert. And Hawaii stays alive here in the 4th. And they're going to now go to the bench. Colton Cowell will come in. Delivered an ace when he came into the match earlier tonight.
It was a birthday ace, wasn't it?
Birthday ace, yes. The best kind.
Take his deep breath, part of his routine. Get relaxed. Hadn't served in an hour.
It's a good one. Great pass by Sykes, though. Backside set to Patch. Oh, he rose above. He was up in the mesosphere on that attempt.
All the fans booing on this, and they say that it's out. Let's see. Take a look at it. Charlie Wayne said it was out. Milan Zarkovich said it was out. All it takes is for one person to say it's in, and BYU gets their 23rd point.
The officials have the last say. Here's 23 serving 19. Backside, it goes to Stein. Trying to keep Hawaii within striking distance. And it will be Stein von Zilberg retreating back to serve. He intends to major in business.
Here's his old coach, Ron Zwerber, great outside hitter for the Netherlands in the Olympics, in 2 Olympics.
Here's Sander, and it's a net violation called against Hawaii, and that one hurts because it puts BYU on 24. Aloha ball here in the 4th for the match. A hard-fought, valiant effort by these Rainbow Warriors.
And even when BYU hits 275 on the night, they do so many other things well. They just find ways to beat you. They normally hit 350. Tonight, 275, but they got 14 blocks. And a slew of players who have played well.
And here's the serve by Medvedev. Back row set to Zarkovich. Pulled the string. And Hawaii not dead yet. BYU, by the way, in this set, number 4, hitting 407 compared to 172 for the Rainbow Warriors.
You can see why they've been voted preseason number 1 and why they're voted number 2 right now.
And an anticlimactic finish as Hawaii ends one streak but is unable to snap the other. BYU's set winning streak comes to a close here in Honolulu, but they have now won 12 straight matches And they put Hawaii away in 4 at the Stan Sheriff Center.
This is a well-coached team by Sean Olmstead and his staff, and they're big and they're strong, good fundamentals. Anybody who plays against, Hawaii's done something that 10 other teams, 11 other teams haven't been able to do, and that is take a set off them. But Hawaii played with so much courage tonight, battled the odds, and played really well in spots.
Let's take a look at the Bank of Hawaii players of the match. Ben Patch did it again, maybe not to the level of the other night. 17 kills tonight, 263, 4 blocks, 6 digs. Siki Zarkovic tried to keep the Rainbows in it. 16 kills, couple of aces, 3 blocks, 6 digs. A couple of the best in the land right there.
Yeah, you could have also voted for Brendan Sander. He had a big night. Sander with 12 kills. He had 409. Had 6 digs. And had 4 aces that made a big difference for the Cougars tonight as well.
Stein von Tilburg had 12 kills, cooled off a little bit, though, in the latter stages of the match. Kupono Fei, 14 kills, hit 259. And again, a valiant effort from the Rainbow Warriors tonight, Chris. Now they will hit the road. They will go to CSUN this week, ranked 12th in the country. Did they, at least by virtue of winning that third set, did they find something? That will be the question going forward. Let's check in with Scott Robbs. What's up, Scott?
All right, thanks a lot, Kunal. Well, Coach, tremendous effort tonight. I think you played just about anybody else in the country, and you probably win.
Yeah, we played well in that first set. That team's good enough. I thought there was some, and I don't complain about the refs too much, but then I thought that first set, there were just a couple of right in a row there. It was like, Lee, the guy's battled hard, like he's been saying. We're getting better. We're working hard in the practice gym, and it's a pretty small difference right now between us and the top teams, and we're just tired of losing at this point. These are no moral victories at this time of the year for us. But really appreciate the crowd. I mean, it was pretty entertaining volleyball from the get-go. So, I hope the fans enjoyed it, and really appreciate the guys coming out and supporting us.
I think last week we talked about the setter competition going on. Is Joe Worsley right now your setter?
Well, Joe's playing really good. Jennings has played a lot for us. We've won a lot of games with Jennings on the floor. So, Joe gives us the ability to run a little faster, and the teams don't have much film on him. They don't know where he's going. I don't know if he knows where he's going sometimes, but, he's doing a nice job for us. And, like I said, everybody's going to keep working hard, and we keep moving forward.
I know Long Beach State and BYU have played already, and they split their 2 matches. But last week you saw Long Beach State. This week, BYU. If you had to, who would you give an edge to right now in terms of what you've seen?
Well, they're different. I mean, a little different styles, Both of them have one big-time dominant attacker. These guys are so much better out of system. We thought we had them out of system all night, and I was almost thinking, gosh, should we serve easy and try to get them to set the middle a little more, because out of system they were really good. But, there's still a lot of volleyball left in the season, and it's going to be who improves the most down the stretch.
Charlie, best of luck on the road. Thank you.
Thank you. Aloha.
All right, guys, back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Yeah, Chris, I would concur. Charlie Wade saying, hey, look, it was good volleyball out there, and that really did serve as some sporting entertainment for the fans here at the Stan Sheriff Center. But alas, it results in another loss for Hawaii now. 10-9 overall, 5-9 in the MPSF, and still a ways to go to secure a spot in the MPSF postseason.
And they've got to start out with their road trip against CSUN. Tough place to play at the Matadome. They've got some really good players. They've got the leading acer in the league. So it's going to be tough. But if they play like they did tonight, I believe they can come out of there victorious with 2 victories. Then they come back and they get a rest for a week. Then they play UC Irvine, who's starting to play better. But their last, 8 matches, they've got to probably come out 6-2, I would say, to secure a berth in the playoffs. That's what they're looking for.
Cougars improved to 16-2, now 12-2 in the MPSF conference. They have already secured a spot in the MPSF postseason. So you mentioned earlier tonight, it's about confidence for these Rainbow Warriors. They had reason certainly to feel confident. They can extract, I think, a little bit of confidence out of tonight, but it still came in a loss. So it's sort of hinders that, at least to an extent, right?
Yeah, it really does. And so they've got to really start believing in themselves. If they played some good volleyball, as Charlie said, it was entertaining volleyball, if nothing else. And both sides just banging away at each other. It was quality play out there. And if they, like I said, if they play like that on the road, they're going to be very successful, and they will be a legitimate top 8 team to get in the playoffs. And once they get in the playoffs, there's not much difference between number 1 and number 8. Remember a few years ago, it was UCLA was number 8 winning in, and they won the national championship. So you never know.
You never know. Now, as we mentioned, the real MVPs coming out. Rich Sheriff and this Stan Sheriff Center crew, they will have to revamp the floor to get it ready for Rainbow Wahine basketball senior night tomorrow night. That's it for us. Hawaii losing in 4 to number 2, BYU. Don't forget about the post-game show. For Chris McLaughlin, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Till next time, aloha.